Well, we're ready to get started on the chocolate buttercream frosting. As I said before, the cakes are chilling in the freezer, so they'll be easier to handle when you want to cut them, frost them, and put your cake together. So here on my island, I'm back again with all the ingredients I need to start this wonderful chocolate buttercream delight. Let's get going. Okay, now it is time to make the chocolate buttercream frosting. And of course I have a recipe in front of me, and it is similar in style to the cake recipe. It has ingredients for a buttercream frosting for a 2-layer cake, 3-layer cake, and a 4-layer cake. Now, I told you I was making a 3-layer cake, so obviously we're going to use the recipe for the buttercream frosting for a 3-layer cake. Now that starts with 4.5 sticks of butter. Yummy, yummy butter. 4.5 sticks. That translates to 2 1/4 cups. And we're going to pop in 3/4 of a cup of shortening. Now there are some recipes that it's almost a 50-50. I've seen some recipes that are half shortenings, half butter, but this is predominantly butter. I mean, it is a buttercream frosting. So let's get going, and let's beat the butter and the shortening on medium speed until it's nice and creamy. Here we go. That's pretty creamy. Now it says you turn your mixer down to the lowest setting, and then you slowly incorporate your powdered sugar, espresso, and your cocoa powder. Now I have 1.5 cups of unsweetened cocoa powder, and I also threw in the 3/4 teaspoon of the espresso. So it's all right here in my little cup. So I'm going to start slowly putting this in, mixing, and then slowly I'm going to add in the powdered sugar until it is incorporated. Goodness, I don't even have all the cocoa powder in there yet, and it's really hard to do. And I see some butter on the bottom, so I'm going to get a paddle that I can use to kind of scrape the bottom. See if I can reach in my drawer. There you go. Got a nice paddle. Now, you still have to add in heavy cream, salt, and vanilla. But I may have to add that in earlier because it says that you don't add it in until you've done all your powdered sugar. But boy, this is really, really thick, and I don't know how I'm going to keep putting this dry ingredients in if I don't add a little bit of liquid. So let me scrape this off. I'll get a corner knife out of my drawer. Thankfully everything is at my fingertips. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add the vanilla and at least I'll have all my liquids in there. 3 teaspoons of vanilla. So there's 1 and 2. Oh wow, there you go. And 3. Well, let's get the last of that in there. Thank goodness I bought some more. So get rid of that. That's done. And it just says a pinch of salt. So I'm gonna just get a little pinches. Pinch and sprinkle. Pinch and sprinkle. Not a lot. Done. So that's it. So the salt is in, vanilla's in, and the 3/4 cup of whipping cream. I'm gonna add just a little bit. I really need to, yummy. Loosen this up, or I'm not gonna be able to get all this powdered sugar in. Oh wow, it ends up being a lot of butter and ends up being a lot of frosting. So I'm going to use my paddle. I want to make sure there's no, see there, you don't want any butter on the bottom. You want to make sure that you're scraping while you're mixing, and it incorporates all the butter. Now people would say, well, if you had used a round bowl, you wouldn't have this problem. Well, you're right. But I didn't. I used my favorite pan here. Wow. Move this all aside. So, the butter's in, the shortening's in, the cocoa's in, confectionery sugar, heavy cream, vanilla, espresso powder, and salt. I'm going to take a little taste. Ooh, that's good. That's delicious. So I think I would like probably a little bit more chocolate. So maybe a little bit more espresso powder, which means I'm probably going to need a little bit more of the cream. All right, I've got the last of the cream. Just going to pour it in here. Wow, that is a big bowl of chocolate buttercream. Let's see. Very creamy. Very, very creamy, chocolatey, buttery. I think we've got it. It looks like the right consistency. I And I didn't use all of the powdered sugar, and I use a little bit more of the cream. Okay, now we are done mixing, but I want to recap because I want to let you know that we adjusted the recipe. So we did use the 4.5 sticks of butter. We did use the 3/4 cup of shortening, but I only used 1 cup of the unsweetened cocoa powder, and I only used 4.5 cups of confectioner sugar. I use the normal vanilla extract, 3 teaspoons, the 3/4 teaspoon of espresso powder, and a pinch of salt. But for the heavy whipping cream, I used 1 1/4 cup of that. So the new recipe will reflect those changes. And all my recipes, of course, are always posted on the Cruising with Wheels Facebook page in the photos section. So these recipes you will find in the album labeled Frank's Corner Kitchen, and they will have all the recipes that I'm videoing for all of you. And again, this one is for Kevin's birthday cake.